I request the dignitaries to commence this evening program by lighting the lamp. Director, NGMA Bengaluru, to deliver the welcome address.
A very, very happy and prosperous new year to all of you all. Respected dignitaries on the dais, and to all who have come here to attend this inauguration of the program. Which is being inaugurated today. The NGMA Bangalore is a platform which caters for the exhibition of artworks of leading artists, thereby giving an opportunity to a large number of youngsters who are there today in Bangalore, an insight into the art world, into the creative world. And today, we have this exhibition, and the last shall be the first, R Iranna Works from 1995 to 2015. Iranna's works is an expression of the inner feelings of man with what he is able to perceive from the outer world. He is bridging the gap between the two, which only a creative artist could do. And we have different media of work which is exhibited today. And it is a pleasure of NGMA to host this exhibition. I was just given to understand by him that this is his first exhibition in the NGMA, and the second by a local artist from Karnataka after Mr. Hebbar. So really a resounding and warm welcome for Mr. Iranna for having accepted this program for exhibiting his works here at Bangalore. And I hope and pray that he will be an inspiration for many creative youngsters from Karnataka to pursue this field of art. We have the next creative person in our chief guest, Mr. Girish Kasaravalli, a very noted film director. And I welcome you, sir, for inaugurating this exhibition. To put anything into action is, I suppose, the most difficult thing to do. And we also have here Srimati Salu Marada Timmakka. Namaskara nimige. ನೀವಿವತ್ತು NGMAಗೆ ಬಂದು ನಮ್ಮ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಇನಾಗ್ರೇಷನ್ಗೆ ಬಂದಿದ್ದು ತುಂಬ ಸಂತೋಷ. ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ ನಿಮಗೆ. So I welcome all the dignitaries once again, and I hope this will really help the art world in getting a very good insight into the works of R Iranna. Thank you.
I now request Madam to give a bouquet to Mr. Sudhakar Rao. Now request Madam to give bouquet and a memento to Srimati Salu Marada Timmakka. I request Madam to give a bouquet and a memento to Sri G. R Iranna. I request Madam to give a bouquet and a memento to Shalini. I now request Sri Giridhar Kastnes to come up on stage and to introduce the artist.
Introduction at all to this audience. And it would have been in the fitness of things that Ranjit Hoskote, who has curated this show, should have been here, but since he is unable to make it to this function, I have been given this task. So here it goes. Iranna was born in 1970 and raised in a farming household in Sindhgi village, Bijapur district. He spent almost 7 years of his childhood in an ashram where he was initiated into both creative practice and spiritual discipline. He joined the art college in Gulbarga in 1987. At that time, his ultimate aim in life was to become a drawing teacher in a government school. But after finishing BFA in Gulbarga in 1992, he went to Delhi for his master's. In Delhi, he got himself exposed to the emerging trends in contemporary art, and the new urban experience influenced his art practice immensely and helped shape a personal visual vocabulary. Iranna completed his master's in painting in 1994 and held his first solo in Jahangir Art Gallery, Bombay in 1995. Since then, his work has featured in many prestigious museum and gallery shows both within the country and outside. In 1999, he received the Charles Wallace Scholarship and became an artist in residence at the Wimbledon School of Art, London. Over the last 2 decades, Iranna has been prolific in his artistic output. He has worked in several mediums and taken on many themes. His work is firmly rooted in the local and yet try to depict a universal message. Structurally solid and thematically wide-ranging, his work is marked by an intellectual rigor, socio-political attentiveness, and philosophical layering. Here I would like to quote Ranjit Hoskote from his curatorial note for today's show. While reflecting on a 20-year period in the hour of G. R. Iranna, I find myself marveling at the variety of creative displacements to which he has subjected himself. A museum-level exhibition such as the present one enables us to survey and contextualize the activity of an artist, as it were, in mid-passage. Our attempt here has been to bring together a variety of works that attest to Iranna's production since his earliest foray into the Indian art world, and spanning his increasing range and contribution to the scene. I would not like to add anything more to this because we are all more interested in seeing his work in the exhibition hall, and Iranna is also personally there to interact with you all. I would, however, like to end my introduction with 2 personal nuggets which suggest how Iranna's thought and personal philosophy have gone beyond his immediate art practice. Last year, this time, I was speaking to him in a studio in Delhi. At one point, I asked him about his greatest inspiration, and much to my surprise, he did not name another artist or a curator or anyone from the art field. Instead, he named Pandit Mallikarjun Mansoor, the great Hindustani vocalist, as his inspiration. Mansoor is the greatest artist I know of, he said, because his life was his message. I'm sure if Mansoor were to be alive today, Iranna would have gone to Dharwad, fallen on his feet, and brought him here. The second nugget I would like to share is this. Last month, Iranna called me up from Delhi and told me about this show. He also wanted some help. He wanted one particular person to be present today, and that was none other than Salum Radati Makka. He said, like Mansoor, our Akka was also a true artist who had dedicated her entire life to create a most fascinating and long-lasting installation we all should be proud of. So paying tribute to Mallikarjuna Mansoor and Salu Marada Timmakka and wishing Iranna all success, I would like to end my brief introduction. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I now request Shri Sudhakar Raojit to give the address.
ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ, ಹಾರ್ದಿಕ ಸ್ವಾಗತ, ಹೊಸ ವರ್ಷ ಹಾಗೂ ಸಂಕ್ರಾಂತಿದ್ದು ಶುಭಾಶಯಗಳು. I'll keep my words very brief. I must say the title of today's show, "And the last shall be the first," that is of course right in its place, but this is for the NGMA perhaps the first and last time it will be the first of this kind. We have luminaries on the dais. We have Anjali Menon who's here. We have artist Andani who's here. And a host of really celebrated, actually not many would know, and I don't know that he'll be happy if I mention it. Astar Debu is sitting in the audience at the back. So this is truly sort of an extraordinary occasion, possibly I hope it's not the last time, but certainly the first time that I have seen such a gathering of talented people related to arts and culture. I met Iranna and his gracious wife Pooja long years ago in Delhi in their flat in the National Games Village in Delhi. Of course, I don't collect art, particularly art as an investor, but if I was smart enough that time, I would have perhaps picked up a couple of his works too. Except that in my small New Delhi apartment, possibly they may not have fit in. But it's been an extraordinary journey that I have been following from sort of being sort of born in Bijapur, which, as you know, is in towards North Karnataka, a very remote place. He was Sindhgi, I think. And the journey that he has undertaken, the accomplishments that he has achieved are just simply remarkable. Starting on paintings, on personal experiences and memories, going on to social themes, on themes of egalitarian, on themes of compassion, existentialism, and so on and so forth. And, clearly an artist with a difference, because many successful artists tend to sort of continue in the same genre. But here is a man who has experimented with different medium and, of course, different subjects. So it's absolutely a privilege for the National Gallery of Modern Art, Bangalore, to have him here. It's a pity that we don't have Ranjit Hoskote here, who did the curating and who's equally well known in the world of art. But to those who are interested, he has promised to be here later in the month, or at least in February, when he will take you through a curator's walk whenever he is here. So that should be another special day that we shall look forward to. And what can I say? I must make one more point, and which is that how the humble Gulbarga School of Art, whose principal Andani is sitting here and who was Iranna's teacher, how much extraordinary work it has done. It's been NGMA Bangalore's long-term desire to have maybe an exhibition of those who have graduated from that school. They have acquired great renown and recognition all over the country. And the best example of that is, of course, R Iranna. So thank you for having the NGMA Bangalore as the host of your first NGMA exhibition. And I'm sure Bangalore citizens and visitors to Bangalore are going to enjoy this thoroughly. Thank you once again.
ಈಗ ನನ್ನಿಂದ ಸಾಲು ಮರದ ತಿಮ್ಮಕ್ಕವರಲ್ಲಿ ನನ್ನ ವಿನಂತಿ 2 ಮಾತುಗಳನ್ನು ಈ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಆಡಲು.
ನಾವು ಹುಟ್ಟಿದ್ದು ತಾಲೂಕು ಗುಬ್ಬಿ ಹೊಸಳ್ಳಿ ತಾಲೂಕಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಹುಟ್ಟಿ ಬೆಳೆದು ಚಿಕ್ಕದು ದೊಡ್ಡದಾಗಿ ಬೆಳೆದು ಮಾಗಡಿ ತಾಲೂಕಿಗೆ ಬಂದು ಮಾಗಡಿ ತಾಲೂಕಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಪತಿಯವ್ರ ಭಾಗ್ಯ ಪಡೆದು 25 ವರ್ಷ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಭಾಗ್ಯ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂದು ನಮ್ಮ ಪತಿಯವರು ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಭಾಗ್ಯ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂದು ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡಿ ಚಿಂತೆ ಮಾಡಿ ಮರನಾದರೂ ಹಾಕಿ ಬೆಳೆಸಿ ಅದನ್ನು ಒಂದು ಪುಣ್ಯ ಪಡೆಯೋಣ ಅಂತ ನಾವು ನಮ್ಮ ಪತಿಯವರು ಸೇರಿ ಮರ ಬೆಳೆಸಿರೋ ಭಾಗ್ಯವು ಅಷ್ಟು ಮರ ಬೆಳೆಸಿ ಏನು 4 ಕಿಲೋಮೀಟ್ರ್ ನಾವು ಬೆಳೆಸಿರೋ ಮರಗಳು ಆ ಮರಗಳಿಗೂ ಇಲ್ಲಿವರೆಗೂ 25 ವರ್ಷದಿಂದಲೂ ಅವರು ಪತಿಯವರು ತೀರಿಲ್ಲ, ಅವರು ತೀರೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ರು. ಅವತ್ತಿನಿಂದಲೂ ಇಲ್ಲಿವರೆಗೂ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆಯವರೆಲ್ಲ ಫಂಕ್ಷನಿಗೆ ಕರೆಸಿ ನಮಗೂ ಅವರಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ದಿದ್ದು ಬಹುಮಾನ ಮರ್ಯಾದೆ 10,000 5,000 2,000 3,000ಕ್ಕೆಲ್ಲ ಕೈ ಹಿಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಕಾಲ ಕಳೆದು ನಮ್ಗೆ ಯಾವುದೂ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟು ಮರ ಬೆಳೆಸಿದ ಭಾಗ್ಯಕ್ಕೆ ಯಾವುದೂ ನಮಗೆ ಆಲೇ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಸಲುವಾಗಿ ಇವಾಗ ದೇಶಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು ಮಾದರಿಯಾಗಿ ಭಾಳ ಭಾಗ್ಯದಿಂದ ನಾವು ನೋಡಿ ಹಿಂಗೆ ಬಂದು ಕಾಲ ಕಳೀತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ ರೀ. ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟಿಗೆ ತಿಳಿಸ್ತು, ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟು ಯಾವುದೂ ನಮಗಿನ್ನೂ ಸೌಲಭ್ಯ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ. ಅದು ಪಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬಂದಂಥ ಭಾಗ್ಯವಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಇಲ್ಲಿವರೆಗೂ ನಿಮ್ಮಂಥವ್ರಿಗೆ ನಾನು ದೇಶಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು ತಾಯಿಯಾಗಿ ಬಾಳೋದ್ರಿಂದ ದೇಶವೇ ನಮಗೆ ಬಂದು ಬಳಗ ತಾಯಿ ತಂದೆ ಅಣ್ಣ ತಮ್ಮದಿರು ಬಳಗ ಸಂಪಾದನೆ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಕಾಲ ಕಳೀತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ ರೀ. ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಸಾಕು ಒಂದು ನಾವು ಮುಂದಕ್ಕಿನ್ನೂ ಹೆಚ್ಚಿಗೆ ಮಾತಾಡೋಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ರ. ಇವಾಗೆಲ್ಲ ತುಸ ಸಂಸಾರ ಅದು ಭಾಳದ್ದು ಇದು ಹೆಚ್ಚಿಗೆ ಏನು ಮಾತಾಡಲ್ಲ. ಆದಿಲಿ ಹೋಗೋದು ಬೇಕೋ ಬೀದಿಲಿ ಹೋಗೋದು ಬೇಕೋ ಮನೆ ತಿರುಗೋದು ಬೇಕೋ ಬೇದು ಬವಣೆ ಇಲ್ಲ ಬೇಕು. ಬ್ರಾಹ್ಮಣರ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ, ಕಾಮಟಿಗರ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ, ಜವನಿಗರ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ, ಆಚಾರ್ಯರ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಆಲೋನೆ ಕದು ನೋಡಬೇಕು ಬೇದು ಬವಣೆ ಇಲ್ಲ ಬೇಕು. ಉತ್ತಾರೆ ಮಳೆ ಬಂದು ಸುತ್ತಿ ಹೊಡೆಯುವಾಗ ನತ್ತಿಮೆಗಳು ನೀರು ಗಂಟಾಲೆ ಗೆಣದವಲ್ಲೋ ಅಯ್ಯ ಗಂಟಾಲೆ ಗೆಣದವಲ್ಲೋ. ಇರುವಲ್ಲ ತಿರುವಲ್ಲ ನರಿ ಜನ್ಮ ತಿರುವಲ್ಲ, ಇರುವಲ್ಲ ತಿರುವಲ್ಲ ನರಿ ಜನ್ಮ ತಿರುವಲ್ಲ. ಆಡಿಕೊಳ್ಳಲು ಬೇಡೆ ಬಡವರ ಬದುಕ ಕತ್ತಾಲೆ ಬೆಳದಿಂಗಳೊಳುವ. ಆಡಿಕೊಳ್ಳಲು ಬೇಡೆ ಬಡವರ ಬದುಕ ಕತ್ತಾಲೆ ಬೆಳದಿಂಗಳೊಳುವ. ಗಿಡು ಬಾಗೆ ಗಿಡದ ಗೆಡ್ಡೆಲಿ ಬಾಗೆ ಗಿಡು ಬಾಗೆ ಗಿಡದ ಗೆಡ್ಡೆಲಿ ಬಾಗೆ ಗಿಡ ಬಾ ಗಿಡವೇ ಗಿಡ ಬಾ ಗಿಡವೇ. ಹಡಬೇಲೆ ಮನೆ ಕಟ್ಟಿ ಗಿಡಕ್ಕೆ ತೊಟ್ಟಲು ಕಟ್ಟಿ, ಹಡಬೇಲೆ ಮನೆ ಕಟ್ಟಿ ಗಿಡಕ್ಕೆ ತೊಟ್ಟಲು ಕಟ್ಟಿ. 2 ಕಂಬದ ಮನೆ ಹಾರ ಮಾನೆ ಗಿಡ ಬಾ ಗಿಡವೇ. 2 ಕಂಬದ ಮನೆ ಹಾರ ಮಾನೆ ಗಿಡ ಬಾ ಗಿಡವೇ. ಊರ ಮುಂದೊಂದು ಉದಿಯ ಹಾಲದು ಮರ, ಊರ ಮುಂದೊಂದು ಉದಿಯ ಹಾಲದು ಮರ. ಪಂಚು ಪಾಂಡವರಲ್ಲ ಕೂತು ಮಾತಾಡೋದು ತೇರುತನಲ್ಲವೇನೆ ಒಯ್ಯರುದ ಜಾಣೆ ತಿಳಿದಾರೇಳೆ. ತೋಟದಾಗೆ ಓಟೋದು ನೇಟಾಗಿ ಬೆಳೆಯೋದು, ತೋಟದಾಗೆ ಓಟೋದು ನೇಟಾಗಿ ಬೆಳೆಯೋದು. ನೀಟಗಾರಣ್ಣನ ಓಟಕ್ಕೆ ಕರೆಯೋದು ಬಾಳೆಯಲ್ಲವೇನೆ ಒಯ್ಯರುದ ಜಾಣೆ ನಿಂತಿಳಿದಾರೇಳೆ. ಹರಿಸುಣದ ಸೀರೋಳೆ ಹರುವತ್ತ ನರಿಗೋಳೆ, ಹರಿಸುಣದ ಸೀರೋಳೆ ಹರುವತ್ತ ನರಿಗೋಳೆ. ಪುರುಷನೆಲ್ಲದ ಮೇಲೆ ಬಸುರಾದ ಕಾರಣವೇನು ತಾಳೆ ಹೂವಲ್ಲವೇನೆ ಒಯ್ಯರುದ ಜಾಣೆ ನಿಂತಿಳಿದಾರೇಳೆ. ಸಾಕು ತಗೊಳ್ಳಿ ಇಷ್ಟೇ.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು. I now request Sri Iranna ji to say a few words.
ಆ್ಯಕ್ಚುಲಿ ನಾನು ಮಾತಾಡೋಕ್ಕಂತೂ ಬರೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿದ್ದ ವಿಷಯ. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ neither I am not good in Kannada, neither I am not good in English, I am not good in Hindi. It's all mixed bag. And especially when you speak in Kannada, ಭಾಷಣದ ಭಾಷೆ ಅಂತೂ ಬರೋದೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಐ ಆಮ್ ರಿಯಲಿ ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಸೋ ಮಚ್ ಫಾರ್ ಎವ್ರಿ ಒನ್, ಸ್ಪೆಷಲಿ so many milestones in my life, especially beginning my grandmother. This show is dedicated to my grandmother, which is I always like Salomarda Timmaka, remembering all time. I just lost 4 years back. Because she is the one, she taught me what is the humanity, what is the life. And she was uneducated. I'm sure about, I can tell you that she was the one can be the great, any university degree can be failed in front of her, which is I can consider, because which is I got from her. This show is going to be dedicated to my grandmother. And the second guru, Mr. Vijay Andani, which is push me all time. Hey, hoga, hoga. You have potential. He is the one recognized when I was in 87, which is, I don't know what he saw me. He just always pushing me. He always encouraging me, which is one. Thank you, Mo, sir, very much. And third, after that, definitely, my family encouraged me a lot. My wife, Pooja, she's the one. Push me all the time, Anyway, thank you so much, especially Appajaya helped me a lot, Babu helped me a lot. So many people, I'm not able to take your name. I'm so sorry about if I don't take your name. So thank you so much, make it possible, this show. Because of all of you, it made it possible. Thanks.
Thank you, sir. I now request Shri Girish Kasarwalli to give his inaugural address.
I don't know what is expected of me, because they say it's an inauguration speech. I don't know what is it. But a month ago when Iranna contacted me through a common friend, Babu Ishwar Prasad, with a proposal that I should come and participate in the inaugural function, my first reaction was to say no. I said a painting exhibition should be inaugurated by a painter, not by a filmmaker. Then he convinced me, he coaxed me, and then he told me, in fact, then I also agreed, because we don't have this kind of this one, exchange. So I thought it gives me a good opportunity to come and see his painting and understand the intricacies behind it. But I put a condition that I'll just come and light the lamp, but I won't speak. But now I realize I am even asked to speak. Not only asked to speak, I am asked to deliver the inaugural speech. Anyhow, I am not going to take much of your time. When I was going through this small note, which is prepared by Ranjit Hoskote, there's one sentence which impressed me a lot. I just would like to read it out to you so that, that brings out the essence of Iranna's art. Ranjit Hoskote notes that Iranna's art is richly informed by the appreciation of the visionary poetry of the Vaishnava science, Veerashaiva science, the regal architecture of Vijayanagara and Adil Shahi periods, and by contemporary global art, all of which form part of his complex cultural reality. I'm really curious to see his this one exhibition, because there are two things amongst the three that he has mentioned are from Karnataka, and also during his speech, as well as in Giridhar's speech, he said his great influence is Mallikarjun Mansoor, and he was also the disciple of Vijay Andani. I'm sure there'll be a lot of insight into aesthetics of Karnataka and its region. So I'm very curious to see that. And the title for this show is "And the Last Shall Be the First." So as Sudhakar rightly said, we shall hope this first show will not be the last. Thank you. I hope to see him again in Bangalore and in Karnataka, and his shows again in Bangalore and Karnataka. Thanks a lot.
On behalf of NGMA, Bengaluru, I now present the vote of thanks. First and foremost, our sincere thanks to Sri Girish Kasarwalli for accepting our invitation and taking the time out from his schedule to be part of this inaugural ceremony. Thank you, sir. I thank Sri Sudhakar Rao ji and Srimati Salumurata Timmaka for their esteemed presence for this evening. I also extend our gratitude to Sri Iranna, Sri Ranjit Hoskote, artist and the curator of the exhibition, Srimati Satyabhama Badrinath, director NGMA Bengaluru. Now we will proceed towards the lawn area for tree planting ceremony by Srimati Salamurada Timmaka, followed by a formal opening and viewing of the exhibition by Sri Girish Kasravalli, along with the distinguished guests, followed by high tea at the cafeteria. I request everyone to present at the cafeteria after the viewing the exhibition. Thank you all.